this just in, as I mentioned when we went to break, breaking news, and it's not good. Same from Fox. The DNA samples recovered from inside of Nancy Guthrie's home mainly came back to people who had a reason to be there, according to 2 federal law enforcement sources. One unknown sample yielded only a partial profile that could not be checked against the FBI's CODIS database of known offenders. I mean, this was the most hopeful thing we had, Will, right? The DNA, unlike the gloves, which are 2 miles away, this is unknown DNA inside the house, which they had already said they believed was not linked to a landscaper or a housemaid or anybody helping Nancy or who knew Nancy. It was the most promising thing we had. And what they're basically saying is no luck.
Yeah, it is a turkey shoot in many regards. We were talking about this the other night, weren't we, the other day, about trying to get into Ancestry and the various other groups. And myself and Derek and James were talking about this again in the break. The biggest problem you're going to have is even with their assistance and compliance to try and extend that DNA search, there is every chance that individuals who may have contributed may opt out in being able to, or taken that opt-out option to sharing it with third parties. And ultimately then you're into an incredibly difficult position. And I'm no lawyer. I wouldn't be able to advise as to what their next steps might be. And the other chaps might come up with some good suggestions. But unfortunately, yes, it's one of those dead ends, which ultimately, again, puts the sheriff in a very precarious position because he's lent so heavily on various different pieces of the trail that have been discovered and vouched for them. And then ultimately, they've fallen apart for one reason or another.